Boom, we're back again. Rangers talk. Let's go. Look at these comments fired in, even though nobody will be tuning in at this stage. We're 10 seconds in. You have to let it wait, man. You have to let it wait. So, we bit nippy the other day. We bit of rain floating about. Not good, but anyway, going to talk about Rangers against Dundee. See how that sad song goes. What is it with me getting cramp? I don't know what it is. Cramp, man. No good. No good. Anyway, Rangers against Dundee. What's people's questions for that? Because who knows what's going to happen at the end of the day. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, in terms of starting 11, obviously Lundstrom forced himself out of that equation, getting sent off. But in terms of everybody else, Souttar's out. So is it going to be a back two of Davies and King? It's kind of reminded me of those Champions League nights for about 18 months ago. Not exactly brilliant, but is what it is. Tavernier picks himself in at right back. You've got the left back situation, Barisic. I mean, I think he probably will start Barisic, even though I think if you're fit enough to be in the bench, you're fit enough to start. But then the whole gimmick is that the Celtic game was the most important game. I don't need to reiterate that. Everyone knows that. I mean, if Barisic starts, right, against Dundee, is anyone really going to be up in arms about it? I think they would be, but considering the league is done pretty much, I don't think anybody is realistically going to be complaining about it too much. You go further forward, you've got Diamonde, you've got bloody Sterling. I think that has to be the two in midfield, as we touched upon last night in that stream. Make sure you all leave a like on this one. And then Cam position, I'd probably go Cantwell. It has to be Cantwell. Tom Lawrence for me was just as bad. Give Stevie a like. Fuck's sake. Yeah, I'm no greedy, man. If you don't want to leave a like, actually leave a like. I need all the likes I can get, and a super chat wouldn't go amiss either. A bit of that money, but I think Cantwell's got to start in the game. Left mid. That's the problem, man. Winger situation. I don't think we're going to play five at the back in this game, but seeing you've got a serious lack of wingers, man, you need to do something different and maybe not play wingers. Fabio Silva probably will play, like I said, and get a good game against Celtic. Even if we could have scored 2 goals on the right, who do you go with? Honestly, I think it's better playing McCausland or Wright on the right, pun intended, if it means you can actually put Sterling into the midfield. You need Diamonde, you need Sterling into that midfield, and then up front, you've got Dessers is going to be the only option, really. I mean, you look at all the youth options that there could be, and there's just not really an awful lot that Clement will do, I don't think. There's a full youth team to pick from. Why not go for it? Perfect example, yesterday Aberdeen won 4-0, brought that youngster on. I can't even remember his name. I don't know what it is. I seem to be forgetting quite a lot of shit recently. But he got that goal. I mean, it was a simple goal, man. It was a tap in, but the guy's producing good numbers. Good numbers. Let's see here. Mr. Freeland. It's going to be a summer full of coefficient talk and mentioning strange things regarding kids as they're mince at football again. But see, as I touched upon yesterday, right? See that coefficient talk? See, as good as Rangers have been in Europe, you would trade it every day of the week for domestic success. And it's not like we've won trophies in Europe. Yep, Europa League final was good. Well, it was better than good. It was brilliant. But at the end of the day, it didn't result in a trophy. So, I can't speak too much about it. But I'm sick of talking about coefficients. Oh, we got the coefficient up to here. But what are we doing with the coefficient? We're bottling the Champions League, right? You're getting into Europe. And next season, if we win the league, we would go into it based off the coefficient. So, whoop-de-doo, because of how much Rangers have built. So there is only one team that can guarantee Champions League group stage for the 2025-6 season. That's us, just due to the coefficient slipping behind. But yeah, honestly, I'm sick of the Europe talk, so to speak. Right, Davey Hutchinson said weeks ago, Stevie, if the youngsters can't step up, why are they at Ibrox? But see, is it because they can't step up, or is it because he just doesn't want to play them? You know, McCausland broke into the team before Clement came in. And if seriously, if McCausland is the best option that we've got coming out of that youth team, that's not a good youth team. And I don't want to bury the kid, right? Because at the end of the day, still, I think he's all right. I think there's a bit of potential there. But he's no good enough to start week in, week out for Rangers. I think he's a decent option. Redcroft, Berber. I'm a little worried about our financial future if we don't find a way to stop them. Yep, absolutely. That will be a problem. I mean, I think the only saving grace is that Celtic, I don't think they're going to spend, like, they want to spend, the fans want to spend like 15 million on players, but they're not going to do that. That's the only thing keeping us within touching distance. The fact that their board doesn't want to spend big money like that, and not that we do, like, but that's it saving us. And as for our financial future, yeah, you need Champions League money to compete. You know, if they were winning the league 2 years in a row, then we won it once, and then they won it once, and then we won it 2 years in a row. The money would be similar, but it's the fact that they just keep winning it. We've won it once, and we didn't even get the Champions League money. Then they've won the league the years where you're guaranteed Champions League money, which is massive. Now, yeah, this team could step up. Clement builds the correct team, right? He could step up in these qualifiers and get us automatic Champions League football. Well, not automatic, but get us into it via the playoff round, the third qualifying round, etc. Can we not buy some Scottish players? Absolutely, man. I want us to go out and buy Scottish players, but it's not going to happen. I mean, Shankland is the obvious answer. There's so many others. Beale played such a narrow system. You had no wingers left, really. Yeah, that is true. That is really true. But again, even under Gio, I mean, there was instances on just even Aribo was playing on the wings. He's not a winger, but he made it work. There's players who have played on the wings and made it work. At the end of the day, like Wright and McCausland are actual wingers, but they're just no good enough for this level. Right now, I mean, Wright will never be McCausland. I have a bit of hope. When we stole Mo Johnson off Celtic, it took them 5 years to get over that. Yeah, but I mean, who are we going to steal off Celtic now? I mean, who would want to join us from Celtic? That's the problem. I mean, Cal McGregor, he's a Rangers man, but that's never going to happen. It's never going to happen in the modern age, to be honest. Davy Hutchinson, bye-bye to SJB. Bennett will sell him, though. I'll sell him, in my opinion. Hope I'm wrong again, though. Yeah. Jack Butland, we'll have to wait. For some reason, I thought it meant Super John Bennett, but then I clocked on it meant obviously Jack Butland. But yeah, Jack Butland we can't afford to lose Jack Butland. Even a Celtic legend like Kenny Miller said, Looney's tackle was never a red. Kenny Miller's been getting pelters for that, man. Chris Sutton was getting stuck into him at the Celtic Awards. Seen that on Twitter, TikTok, whatever. Stone Cody Steve Austin. Is this guy a fan of Cody Rhodes and Stone Cold? I mean, Stone Cold Steve Austin is superior to Cody Rhodes, but anyway, no point playing players who are checked out. Now, I'd like to see Zach Lovelace up front against Dundee. Hard enough at Dessers, taking too many touches. Right. See Zach Lovelace, what's actually going on with him? Is he still injured? Like, we've got a blue bear up there, even though he's white. I won that in the amusements. No bad. I'm winning more in the amusements than Rangers are winning on the pitch, to be fair. But Zach Lovely is obviously injured in October. I'm assuming he must be back playing. I know it was a bad injury, but I mean, that's ages ago. I was about to say October's a lifetime ago. It's really not. I guess it's not that long ago, but I mean, come on. It was early October. We're now midway through May. Surely the guy, if he was thinking about coming back, would be coming back. I'm going off our manager, mate. You know what? I think a lot of people are as well. And I actually seen on Twitter the day, right? And maybe it was last night, but I seen it the day. People are saying, like, someone said, "Oh, Ibrox is going to be toxic tomorrow," right? And people are like, "Oh, how is it? We've got a cup final. The place is going to be bouncing, and like they're not going to be that negative." I think the fan base is split between people who don't accept what's going on right now and people that just do. Like, this team's no good enough, right? But it needs to get better. There's so many people that Dundee won't be a pushover. We never let our club die. Oh, they're in. But I think too many people are just accepting the fact that we're shite and that we just get second, and some people accept it. No, it should be toxic on Tuesday. It should be toxic tomorrow. It's not good enough. Simply not good enough. Good podcast. Keep up the good work. I will. I'll be doing 10 of these. Maybe not 10. I'll do a few of them a day. Miller is the only person on earth who thinks it wasn't a red. Yeah, he probably is. I understand this point about VAR, right? But the game has moved on. We have VAR now. You know, let's put it this way: if we didn't have VAR, right, and he didn't give that as a red, after the game there would be so much complaints about the fact that it wasn't a red. You know what I mean? That he didn't give it. I've said all season, Dessers is average at best. Yet people try and praise him. Fuck's sake, baffles me honestly. Yeah, he is average. I said it. I think he's cost us at least 20 more goals. Like the amount of chances he gets, right? People say about Shankland. Shankland will probably score you like 3 out of 5 chances. Dessers is literally about 1 out of 5, and that's massive though. Like Shankland is going to get way less chances at Hearts than Dessers is getting at us. I mean, Dessers is. There's points, man, in the season where he was missing like 3-4 clear opportunities a game. And I get it. If he scores the first one, life changes. It doesn't automatically mean that he's going to get the other 3 opportunities or 2 opportunities. But man, you sign Shankland and you could be getting 40 goals a season. I mean, if he's near getting 30 at Hearts, there's no reason why he couldn't get 40 at us if he stays fit and he doesn't really seem to get injured. Just wait till Big Phil gets his own men in. Then we'll be able to compete with Motherwell at home, Ross County, and Dundee away. Exactly. See that, though? It's no good enough. You should be beating Ross County and Dundee away and Motherwell. See Clement getting his own men in, right? And taking it to Celtic and competing in Europe. I think it makes sense in that regard. But see the team that we've got right now, as poor as it is, it should be smoking Motherwell at home. That was awful, that game. That was the beginning of this rut. Ross County was diabolical and Dundee was the worst, despite the fact that was the only draw at the 3, because the other 2 were defeats. That was the worst, man. Dundee, there was nothing. When's the Dundee game on, people? 7:30. I've actually got a family dinner, so I was actually thinking of doing a watch along to it, but that's kind of went out the window unless I'm back in time or I'll watch the game there. I'm living your optimism. The future is bright. What is that? I mean, it's an at, so I'm going to assume that's someone else. I never said the future's bright. I think the future's pretty bleak unless this is a great transfer window. Red all day, silly tackle, daft, OG, at Alex. All right, so it's at Alex name. Who's Alex? Nah, wait till we get our own men in. Do you think we'll beat Dundee? It's not. I think we will, right? I know this title of this stream, I think, was like, what, Meltdown? But it's like we beat Dundee, and it's going to be like, oh, they couldn't beat Celtic, though, when it mattered. It's kind of in a way the team can't win, regardless of what they do, but that's the position they put themselves in. Because a win does nothing for me against Dundee. Obviously, a draw and a loss, it will be, the meltdown will be intensified, but say we win 5-0, it's going to be, the pressure was off them. Now, there is some people still hanging on to the fact that if we win and then Kelly beats Celtic, the league's still going on. I mean, would I take it going to the last day? Of course you would, because anything can happen, but it's over, man. People need to accept that you can forget about it. I think Kelly probably will beat Celtic, because Celtic have been shit at Rugby Park, but remember, a draw does them. So people need to forget about the league, man. How much money is Celtic paying for the young boys abused over 40 years? Well, I mean, that is the talk of why they're keeping all their money, and they're not really spending it, and this extra 50 million is going to go towards that. But it's like the Man City case is right at the 115. Obviously, child abuse is a lot worse than what Man City's done, but is it ever going to get resolved? It feels like these things are just going to get swept under the carpet and never get resolved. When's it going to happen? Is there an end date? Because I actually don't know. I don't really look into it. Don't really want to look into it, man. It's sick. Rangers against Dundee. Can we win? I'm not so sure. I have to wait and see. Yes, we will pump Dundee. Will we, though? I'm not convinced. The pressure's off, though. I'm not keen on this long ball we seem to like playing. No. But that's the problem. Seeing you've got no wingers, man, to carry the ball forward. That's the problem you've got. Like, you need wingers to carry the ball forward. That's what Ryan Kent was great at. I mean, we haven't had a right mid at the club. like a good one. I mean, writing a recognised one since Candace, Candace is getting so much more right, overhyped and overrated because everyone else that's attempted to go in that position has not been good enough. Now, yeah, like I said, I have a Aribo in there. I think Roof's even played on the right sometimes, but in terms of a recognised one, they've not been good enough. Fuck me, the comments are coming in thick and fast here. I'm barely up to keep up. Dundee score first. No, I mean, if Dundee scored first, earlier this season, we beat them 3-1, was it? So, I mean, if they score first, it's not over. Definitely no over. Right? No, as much as the Queen paid declare or Randy, Andy. Point scoring in here. We'll see Prince Andrew, man. He is a nonce, and you know what? Regardless, it doesn't matter which side you're on. It's sick either way. See point scoring between it, man. It's sick. If Dessers was to take free kicks or penalties, he'd have been closer to 30 goals. Who was the last striker to do that for us? He would have been, but he's no on penalties. And how many penalties would Dessers have scored? I mean, I've no issue with Tav taking penalties because you know what? He scores them. He has missed a few, yes. But see, in terms of important penalties, he's pretty much scored every single one. I'm thinking of the Europa League. I'm thinking of finals. I'm thinking of semi-finals. Tav only really misses ones against the lesser teams. And again, sometimes they will come back to bite you. But I think for the most part, Tav's been pretty good at taking penalties. Stevie, name our goose left. So I'm on the strongbow. Before 12. I'm on the Fanta, but there's nothing in there. It's just Fanta. Fanta orange. It's bland. William, yeah. And if my auntie had balls, etc. True. Like Max Verstappen said during the Miami Grand Prix, he said that quote when Lando Norris won it. Wondering what's the story with Cantwell. Don't know what the story is. Someone said that he was tweeting like midweek about I don't even know. It was about Clement or something. Like a dig at Clement. Don't understand that. I don't know what dig he would be firing at Clement. I'd rather he said it to him, to his face, rather than an Instagram dig, and that's what I hate about Cantwell. As good as he could be, right? And if we were winning and he was trolling people on Twitter or on Instagram, it would be great. But seeing you're getting beat and it's before you've won anything and he's doing it, it's like we win the League Cup, man. We've got a Fog Football comment. We'll get to that in a minute. BDO says, do you reckon Clement's the man? Here, seeing he first come in. See until March, yes. We were all saying he's the best manager we've had since Walter Smith. Everyone was saying that, right? Even better than Gerrard. And he was getting a tune at these awful players, but you know, the past 2 months, he's letting the players get a tune out of him. Has a pure Celtic made Clement look good for a few months? Yeah, absolutely. You could argue that, but again, it's a poor Rangers team. Clement still had to get the results. Both teams are poor, but you know what? You see, if we were winning the league, I wouldn't care how bad the Rangers team is. Yeah, you would in the sense of you would rather us be at our best and you would rather compete in Europe. But yeah, give me a poor Rangers team beating a poor Celtic team over. I mean, like look at Gerrard's first 2 years, we lost to Celtic in the league. That Rangers team smokes this team. But if we won the league this year, think you would care about that? No, you wouldn't. Clement's record's not better than Beale's. It's not. Beale's got the best win percentage of any Rangers manager, doesn't he? Right, Matthew Edmondson, we've been waiting to get to this one. Stevie, do you do Fog Football? Aye, I do Fog Football. If you do, quit me. That other clown is pathetic, bro. You're a Rangers fan. Be proud of it. Yeah, I am proud of it. He's a Hearts man. But yeah, Fog Football. That's the worst thing about Fog Football. Because see, having to make fids praising Celtic, it's no good. It's no good for you, but that's the job at the end of the day. That pays the bills. I quit my job today, YouTube, and I've got about 20 million channels running them. Let's see here. Should be playing. So if you want to drop a super chat to pay the bills, then you do it. I'll give you the biggest shout out of all time. William White should be playing 3-5-2. Keep Bourne and Tav. We'd have 3 centre backs plus 55 viewers. This is what I'm talking about. Hold on, I'll answer Matthew Edmondson's comment. No, he's a Hearts fan, and he's my brother, so I know he's definitely not. He's definitely not a Celtic fan. Here, he wanted Rangers to win the league. he's definitely more Rangers than Celtic, but here, I don't know how much that is down to the fact that Celtic have dominated, and I think most people would rather Rangers win it just for the sake of the league. But no, he's definitely more Rangers than Celtic. Don't worry about that. I can guarantee that. Stevie, if I wasn't so hungover, I'd been in the pub at 8, mate. But see, getting up at 8 when you're hungover, I couldn't do that. Yeah, so let's see. CDM here, I would welcome a 3-5-2. The Candyman costs Rangers 250k. Cheap, isn't it? Cheap enough. Plus, would sort the winger problem. Exactly. If you don't have the wingers, then you may as well try something. But 54 viewers, that's what Celtic are going to go on. Look, they're catching us in the league titles, man. What excuse? No, David, there's 12 likes, mate. I think because you hit it first, it doesn't show. Let's see. So, to be honest, I feel like it's something to do with the players. They constantly rally the troops for a few months and then flop. Something in the mentality. Absolutely. Absolutely. But see, they've peaked in the middle. And even under Gerrard, right? How many, and even like Beale well, maybe not Beale last year. I think there was like a title race last year, but we just never got close enough. Like, yeah, we won those Old Firms, it would have been. But under like Gerrard's first 2 years, like by the time it got to February, March, we bottled it after the winter break. There was that gimmick, oh, this team can't deal with the winter break. So, as good as Steven Gerrard was, those years, it was the exact same scenario as this season. But you can argue, well, not argue, we did take it closer this season, but they were better Celtic teams at the end of the day, to be honest. But, I mean, as for Beale, his record is better. I can't remember what his win percentage is. I believe it's like 73%. I think Ali McCoyson might be the only one that's better than Beale, and that's obviously with the lower leagues, so I don't really want to include. I mean, obviously you've got to include it, but when you're taking on like Stenhousemuir, East Fife, East Stirling, or those sort of teams, Albion Rovers, compared to the other teams in the top flight, it's not exactly the same, right? Oh, I'm surprised I was about to say, get the comments in, and it's a Celtic fan getting the comments in. I'm surprised Cantwell wasn't playing last Saturday. I mean, I'm not overly surprised. Well, no, I kind of am. I'm surprised. I'm not overly surprised that he didn't start, but to not feature, because I think anybody realistically, right, can get dropped and not play a game. I think anybody's prone to that, apart from like Tav. He's the captain. He's obviously going to start. And Dessers, there's no one else, right? But I'm surprised he didn't get subbed on. And Tom Lawrence was shocking. Lundstrom, I think I'm like a dead horse repeating that. Wait, hold on. William White, great pod, your other pod. I thought you just put on a different voice on it, answered yourself. What? See what effort that would take, man. Here, he's got a squeaky voice. I know that. 10 years my elder, man. He's got a voice of a fucking 12-year-old. But, yeah, if I did that, man, I would deserve thousands for the act I've put on for, I say the whole season. We've been doing the YouTube game a long time, so. No, I can guarantee that's not the case. Absolutely not. William White, I thought the exact same, no joke. Clint never seems to give her heed a blocking when they sometimes need it. Michael Beale's burner account enters the chat. It's funny as. I can't believe everybody thought that, man. What's that all about? Definitely go check it. So type in, right? Well, no, maybe not after this stream. Type in Son of Scotland 90 TV. He's on there. That's his Hearts channel now. He doesn't upload very often, but that's him. Definitely. Sure, he's done vids himself. Why would I do another voice pretend to be someone else? I can't believe everybody's thought that. What the hell's that all about? That's mental. Absolutely mental. No, that would be a no fuck's sake. The jam tart. The boiled ham. But hold on. If we sound the exact same, then why did everybody think I was putting on a voice thing? You sound the exact same. I've already just read that out. Let's see. Matthew Edmondson, stay strong, bruv. When Big Phil gets his own team, it will be different. Barisic, Balogun, Goldson, Tavernier, Silva, Lundstrom, Jack, right roof will be gone with any luck. Ryan Jack's got to go. I mean, why did we give him that one extra year? Do not understand it, but that is like the core of the team right there that have been here for a long time. Get rid of them all, and that hopefully will be it. We can begin to move on from there, man, because it's simply no good enough, is what it is. What's happened to Lowry? I don't know. He got injured, didn't he? Why did Clement take Suter off at half time? I think he is injured. I wonder if Suter spoke a few, but some people are saying he's injured. He's not, but I don't know what it is. But hopefully we'll see something happen tomorrow. Leon King. Scottish football needs investment quick. The gap just gets bigger and bigger across Europe every season. It does. And the only way to fix that is with investment. We've seen a lot of American investment into clubs in the league, but it's not serious. Like Hibs got what, 8 million, but what's 8 million going to do? Like 8 million would be different for Hibs if they actually spent it on players, but it's more just to go into the club. It's with St Johnstone. You know what you need, right? You need someone to come in, and it doesn't even need to be a lot of money. Just put 50 million into a team, and over a couple of years, spend like 10 million each window in summer, January, and then you get somewhere. I thought you sat in the dark talking to yourself in a very slightly different. Hold on, it's no very different. The guy's squeaky, man. The guy's squeaky, definitely. And I'm not as squeaky as him, but I'm surprised people thought that. That's quite funny, but no. See, and I tell him that, man, he's away to work. He's working that 9 to 5. I don't work the 9 to 5, so. But yeah, that would be literally impossible to keep up, man. Doing this fake voice. And why would I? See, if I was going to do a fake voice, I wouldn't pretend he's a Hearts fan, by the way. I would not pretend that. You have an Irish twang. Yes, that's what happens when you live in Belfast, big man. That's what happens. You're going to get a light for your late night streams. Could barely see you. If you left the cap locks on. Yeah, I don't even know why. I had the wee light on, and I didn't think it was that dark. When I was like, as I'm talking, I can actually see myself. It didn't look that bright. So, yeah. Well, no, it did look. It looked a lot brighter to me than what it must have been, because I've rewatched it. Well, I didn't rewatch it, but I put it on this morning on the phone to see what it was like, and it was a bit utter shite. So, what Matthew Edmondson's waving, is that goodbye or is that hello? But it's a Northern Irish twang, by the way. It's no. You don't sound like Dolly Parton, 95. No, he doesn't. He doesn't. All right. 95, mate. If the other clubs outside the Old Firm would get back by the investors, people would lose interest. Here, you say that, right? But people have lost interest in the SPL, right? Because, well, I need to plug my laptop in. I've got my phone charger and this laptop's about to die. So, yeah, people have lost interest, right? In the old, I was born in 2000, right? So I didn't get to live the 90s. But see, during the 80s, yeah, I think attendance was down, right? Pretty much for both old firms. But, you had Aberdeen, you had Dundee United, even had Hearts take Celtic to the last day in the league. I mean, as much as I love Rangers it's winning league titles. where have they been, right? But at the end of the day, I would welcome other teams being up there, because I would much rather Hearts or Aberdeen. I really do not like Aberdeen. I hate Aberdeen, but I'd much rather them win the league than Celtic. I would welcome other teams to get investment and money, even though in the long term it would probably take trophies away for Rangers. It's better for the league. The league needs it. You can't just be a two-horse. It's been 40 odd fucking years since another team outside the Old Firm won the league. I'm sorry, man. That's no good. Even though Rangers and definitely Celtic have benefited, and we benefited in the 90s, obviously. Celtic benefited pretty much, since we've went down. Let's see here. You do very similar Scottish accents. He sounds like you only gets more excited. Well, he just sounds like you, only gets more excited. Yeah, I don't know what he's getting excited about, by the way, because it's just he's a Hearts fan. There's not much to cheer, as I need to plug this laptop in before it dies, everybody.